What is this? Do you swear your loyalty to Megatron and the Decepticon cause? Is that a yes? No! Release me! No one dares lay hands on Megatron! Not dealing with this. Not my problem. Hello and welcome to anyone and everyone who's decided to watch this video. Today I'm going to be looking over one of my favorite purchases of the year, probably, the Kotobukita Artist Support Item Hand Model. A beautiful figure made as a drawing reference for one of the hardest things anybody is ever able to draw, the human hand. And I got the gray version. They did release it in multiple colors. There was a gray one and a black one. I thought the gray would be easier to look at, better on the eyes. So that's the version I get, and this is the box it came in, with a picture of a hand doing this insane pose that I have the actual product in right now. Got some artist credits by the designers and the Kotobukita logo down there. Got the artist support item color gray. And here on the back, got some pictures of the hand, what it can do, holding a playing card, holding a tablet pen. Very interesting. And, you know, it's a very basic box for this very incredible item. And here it is, and it is a very hefty piece. It's about the size of a real human hand, and it is pretty incredible here on the support stand, made of I don't exactly know what this is down here, if this is plastic or glass. It feels more plasticky than glass to me, but maybe I'm wrong. And it has these metal rods that go into the base. There's actually 4 of them. These are the ones used for poses of having the hand go out like this. And, you know, the hand is very, very posable, and we're going to just quickly take it off. And these are a lot looser of the 2 sets of rods. They plug in here at, see, there are 4 holes in the base. These ones are meant for the back holes. And they hold the hand just fine, but they are very loose in there. So I would argue not displaying it with these hooks. I would leave these to the side and only use these if you are needing to draw it in a pose, hanging from that angle. Whereas these, which are just small metal rods that you put in the center of the base, these hold in nice and tight, really well. And to put the hand back on, there are 8 different holes wrapped here in the wrist, so you can just slide those in perfectly, and you can do it at any angle if you want. I feel like this is more useful to having all those extra holes for these hooks. I feel that's more the reason they're there for, because, I mean, when you have it displayed like this, you can just turn it wherever you want to get the angle you need. And we're going to put the base to the side for a little bit, and we're just going to look at the hand itself and gasp in its wonder. And yes, it does have credits here, Kotobukita, and I cannot pronounce that name because I am not sufficient enough in Japanese, but I believe that is the designer who designed it. And, you know, credit to them, because this is an incredible piece. As you can see here, it has this giant ball hinge in the wrist. And all the joints on this thing are amazing because this does move in every way that a real human hand can. And as you see, there is a little divot in here for the thumb to help lean it to the side like that. And you can just get all these angles here. There is this riveting here in the top of the hand that can let the fingers slightly curl in on themselves like a real hand here. And obviously there's this big hollow space to allow the thumb's articulation. And I love this little piece that pulls out but keeps the thumb, attaches to the hand, and then pushes in on itself. One of my favorite parts of the engineering here. It's just everything about how the thumb works, and, you know, every finger is connected through these nice, very interesting hinges. Let's get a good zoom in on here that allow them to do the wiggle back and forth and go forward and back. And then they got the just regular finger joint, but man, the way they did these knuckles, woo. Here's what they look like from the other side moving. Really nice, really nice. And the instructions do talk about how you gotta, when doing your drawings, mine these lines, because obviously with a real hand, I guess I gotta take the glove off for a second. With the real hand, we got skin and stuff wrapped around this area, but, you know, no real reason to put skin on the toy, so they tell you in the instructions to remember that when you're drawing it, to connect these lines for the sake of getting your drawings as good as they can be. And here we got the individual fingers, and look at all that movement. Again, that knuckle joint is amazing. You can just move them every which way, just wiggly. You can have them doing your Star Treks, like Vulcan salute. You can do that. You can do the Spider-Man's web slinging, and you can just come up with any pose you need a hand to go into. You can break the, well, no, you can't break the fingers because then you'd be breaking the toy, but the product, I guess you would be wrong to call it a toy. And honestly, unlike most collectibles, I actually do think it would be a little wrong to call this a toy, but I love it. So good, so good. And it is, bringing in the base again, it is so far proved a very good drawing reference. I'm going to just quickly flash in some side-by-sides of the photos I have taken of this thing next to photos of sketches I have done recreating those photos, and yeah, it's really, really good. I can't think of a pose I would need a hand to be in for a drawing that this thing can't do, because it can do everything the real things here can do. It's really good, and all this makes me want is to see if they'll do any more of these artist support items. I wouldn't be shocked if they did a left hand to go with this right hand, because they just have to take all this tooling they've already made and flip it. And if they were smart, they'd probably do a foot as well, because even though we all joke about how hard hands are, feet are pretty hard too. So I think a foot would be a pretty smart choice for this artist support line if I was working at Kotobukiya. But yeah, it's a very, very nice product. No real reason to buy it unless you're an artist. If you're a toy collector, I mean, if you just love insane engineering, that would be really cool to study. So I guess there is a reason to buy this if you don't just draw casually. But this really is less meant for toy people and more art people. But, you know, toy and art people can overlap. And, I mean, I like toys and art, so yeah, definitely overlaps. And, yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say. Probably rambling on a little bit too much, but this thing's awesome. It's great. It's just mwah. It's beauty. It's beauty, and it is definitely worth the purchase if this is something you feel you can get some use out of. It's going to cost a bit, especially depending where you go, because I got this for about $150, but I've heard people saying it's going for $200 on a lot of sites, which is weird, because I got this on Big Bad Toy Store, and it was definitely only $150 there. But it's definitely a wonderful piece, and that's really all I got to say about it, so thank you guys for watching, and see you guys around. Bye.